Hello and welcome to this new video. So this is going to be a bit of a different format. I just want to take the time to address some of the things. After I addressed some of the things, I got some feedback. And it's funny because I always end up finding myself in a position where I have to explain things. Even if I try to explain them early, so even if I try to explain something early and leave you with a note like respect this, or respect me, or think about it, or like think before you speak, or empathize, I still have to do it. Now it should be obvious as to why. I'll just say it. Not everyone is intelligent. So there were a few comments, and I'm starting with Ionian because there are three different build paths. We'll talk about that afterwards. I guess I can explain why I'm doing this sort of VOD. It's because a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but a couple of people here and there were like, I wish you would just make it unedited. And I respond the exact same way every single time. If you go and look at all the comments, I say pretty much the exact same thing, which is, I think you don't actually want to see unedited VODs. Like, I know you're saying it. I know you're gonna feel maybe offended that I'm telling you what it is that you probably think, but I promise you, when I'm cutting things out, I took this might be a bit of a reach, but when you tell me you don't want it to be edited, you're telling me you don't respect me enough to edit it in such a way where I'm cutting out as little as possible, as in I'm trying to give you as much meat as possible while trimming off like enough of the fat. Something like that, you know what I mean? But that maybe is going a little bit too far. It's just a tiny bit annoying when someone says that when I put in the effort to cut a video in a way where I'm talking, right? And I'm giving you commentary over the game. I'm talking to my partner over the game, like, yo, we should take this item or this strategy. And then the 20 seconds that we're waiting, for example, right now, I mean, I'm talking over it, so I'm not going to edit this part out, right? Never. Because I'm talking, and you're engaged. So it's like, I think these people don't understand, like, you don't actually want it to be unedited. I promise you, you don't. The only reason that this is going to be good when it's unedited, why? Because I'm talking, right? Because there's actually like content. So the next time I see that shit, I will simply respond in the exact same way that I have been, which is to say, buddy, I edit out the parts where we're doing nothing. Okay? Where we're doing nothing. So I just want those people to stop fucking saying that. Please, stop. Stop fucking saying that. Okay? Now you're gonna say, oh, I love this kind of VOD because you're talking... Exactly. So you see how I'm repeating myself over and over? It's because... And I hate to say this, I think a lot of you guys don't actually think about the process of how this shit comes to be, okay? I don't mean to insult everyone, I just mean to insult the ones who are being annoying. That's it. I want it to be plain and simple. I only mean to insult those guys, because I've been making videos for a while, right? But I've only been doing Arena for maybe a month plus, and I held back. I just didn't say anything. I held back. I was just like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna take the feedback, whatever. But I just want to say this one time, okay? As for some of the other ones, some of the other complaints, some people were saying they don't like that little intro. Do you know how like I show like the little like, hey, this is what happens in the game. You know, we've got this interesting clip that might happen a little bit later down the line, and I do something cool with the build, blah blah blah, and they go, that's a spoiler. Well, fucking of course that's a fucking spoiler. Okay, so if you don't know this, the YouTube audience retention from like for shorts it's like 3 seconds, but for I'll have to check this to make sure, but I'm gonna ballpark it here. The first 10 seconds of a video, if you don't get that viewer's attention, they're probably gone. Okay? Now for you guys tend to watch my shit regardless, right? I appreciate that. Seriously, I do. Because that makes the numbers higher, right? Like, okay, the YouTube thinks that my video is super clearly hooking people in. All right, they're gonna send more people my way, right? Thank you. But for the ones complaining that you don't like spoilers, just click away from the spoilers, because I put a timestamp on that video, right? I put a timestamp on the video. It was the Zillion Skarner one, and the one previous to that was the Talio one, and the Talio one did not have that spoiler. I believe it didn't. So I think one of the first times where I had that sort of thing, you know, I put a timestamp. Maybe you're on mobile, maybe you don't want to skip ahead, but just double click the screen, or right click, right arrow. I'll give you some tips. Shift, comma, and period are slow down, speed up, respectively, right? To go 0.75 or 0.125, etc., etc. And then you have what's it called? Well, I'm gonna blast him for Earth. Oh wait, I should have thought about that. Just double tap the right arrow key, and then, you know, maybe you get to skip past. Like, my intros shouldn't be longer than like 10 seconds, you know, maybe not that long. Maybe potentially 15 seconds if it's really funny, in my opinion. But just skip it, right? Like, don't come to me with, oh, don't become like those other YouTubers. Like, what is that shit? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What do you mean, don't become like other YouTubers? You understand that, like, there are compromises I have to make, right? Like, I get all sides of this. Okay, I get all sides. And I'm not complaining that I get all sides of this. What I'm complaining about is that I get all sides of this, and people don't seem to understand that. I understand that perfectly. Seriously, I understand that, like, no matter what I do, there's going to be a complaint on the side. What I'm trying to do is not necessarily make it so that everyone in the world accommodates me and everyone in the world agrees with me. It's more like this. You hear my argument as to why you should agree with me, and shut the fuck up about some of these things. And if you don't have a counter argument as to why you shouldn't, you know, say the things that I'm saying that you shouldn't say, or did I say that right? Like you get what I mean, right? Like, if you don't have an argument for the you know, for making the comments that you want to, then you're just admitting that, like, you're hearing the shit that I'm saying and you're ignoring it on purpose. In which case, it's like, all right, fine, you get the option to do that too, but then you have to live with being a petty little fuck, right? Like, fine, go do that, Laura. That's okay. Just then at least I know that you know you're a petty fuck. You know what I mean? So it's like, you don't have to agree with me. It's just I'm telling you the reality of my situation, and an intelligent person would hear that and be like, oh, I can see how if he puts an intro, some people will appreciate that because it shows them what's to come. And if I put an intro, some people might not appreciate that because they would like to see for themselves. Either way, he's gonna get some shit. Intro or no intro. Right? An intelligent person would hear that and be like, oh, I could see why Nidhogg, you know, is telling us, like, hey, just empathize, think about it. Right? An uneducated, non-well-adjusted fuck would be like, why are you complaining? You know what I mean? Like, they're fucking stupid. So just, you know, pick a category, right? Which category do you want to be in? The smart one or the dumb piece of shit? So, or rather, to be more accurate, the unempathetic versus empathetic person, right? Also, like, respectful disrespect. But I like to go at the education part, right? Because seriously, I think it is part of it, a huge part of it. So Jarvan, great. Let's get finally. I think I covered all the points. No, I didn't cover all the points. Okay, there was like the intro thing. So what I'm gonna say to that is, okay, I hear you. I hear your point about the intro. I'm a YouTuber, and there are so many things I don't want to do. I think the thumbnails that I make, you know, they follow the same format as pretty much everyone else, but at least I do it my own way, and I do it for free. I do it over Canva, right? Like, whatever. What the fuck ever. I like drawing my thumbnails. I like doing those, you know, shitty ones. And they just haven't historically proven to do much, really. Like, I set myself apart, and people were like, oh, I could recognize the thumbnail because, you know, you draw them, you do them your way, and it's like, nice. I'm glad that I have my own kind of brand identity. But then I realized, like, oh, dude, at some point, I'm looking at, like, 30 fucking... I shit you not, okay? This is the pettiest I'll ever be. I shit you not. I look at, like... From 2020, like 2020, when I dropped out and I started doing this full time because it became feasible, I started looking at some of the other people that come up in the competition and how they would use the same format of thumbnails, and they would just blast past me. I'm like, wow, I stunted my growth hella. One, by being myself, by being unapologetically myself. And two, by not following the format. So it's like, yeah, you know what? Here, I gotta compromise. I remember making a video when I was 22 saying, bro, I'm 22 now. I gotta focus up. It's a job, right? And I'm 24 now, right? So it's like, fuck you, right? It's a fucking job. So it's like you would tell would you ever tell like a fucking, I don't know, like a, oh, I'm dead here, eh? Ooh, I'm dead here. My bad. Would you ever tell someone, hey, don't do your job well because I personally don't like it? Like, fuck you, right? Like, so you know who you are, motherfucker. You know who you are. There are like 2 people that said on the past video, so you know who you are. I'm being nice by not putting your comment up here. I'm being nice by not naming you. So if you feel like, oh, the creator is using his platform to attack me, bro, what the fuck do you think you're doing, right? When you go to the person's, you know, when you make the optional choice of saying something, it's like, well, you didn't think there'd be consequences, so it's like, you know, think about that for a moment. I know people like to hide. They like to do this thing where they intentionally lower their positions so that anything they do cannot be attacked. It's like, I'm just a random viewer. Like, I can never imagine that. That's so weird. I can't ever detach myself. I don't think this is an ego thing either. It's literally like, how can you purposely call yourself a nobody in order to send forward an attack? It's like, that's such a weird thing to do. I can never in my life think about, oh fuck, I might as well take brutalizer. So don't do that shit to me. Don't do that, oh, but I'm just a nobody, you shouldn't listen to me, while at the same time saying some shit where you're like, you should do this. It's like, what the fuck? If you're just making a suggestion, then don't get mad when I call it out, right? Pick one. Either you made a suggestion and I said fuck that shit and here's why, and you should go, heard, my bad, right? And end the story, right? Like, just don't say anything else. Or you go, which most people do, you go, I made a suggestion, Nidhogg didn't like it, and I don't like the fact that he didn't like it. Pick one. Pick one. Either it was a suggestion, and I'm allowed to disagree with it, especially in this sort of way. And don't nitpick me on the language either, especially when you have no respect coming at me, right? One of them was okay, but the other one was not respectful at all. Fuck that guy. And they know who they are. It's just like, why do I have to... Okay, it's bad to word it like that because the moment I make it a question, I know the nerds are gonna be like, you don't have to. Why is it that so few people taught you how to speak, such that here now, I have to teach you how to talk to people, right? Because I remember one time someone was like, you have to cater to Nidhogg's ego to speak to him and give feedback. It's like, wow, did you figure out how communicating works? Did you figure out how having neutral language or positive language allows you to send a message through? It's like, it's not catering to my ego to just not attack me. You know what I mean? Some people like to fucking attack my channel and be like, this is why you get no fucking views or something. You should listen to my feedback. It's like, bro, you can say the thing that you think would help my channel without, you know, this sort of personal insult. You know, that's the craziest part to me. Some people don't realize this. It's like, that's not catering to my ego. That's just not being a dick. There's a complete difference between catering to or pandering to someone's ego and like you can do both, right? You can not pander to me and you can not be a dick. I think people miss that point. Ah, fuck. They don't understand this. It's not one or the other. You can be a strong communicator. You can say something like, Nidhogg, when you put that intro, sometimes it spoils it for us, and some of us might not appreciate that. And we appreciate your effort. But one thing that I would suggest is for the 2 seconds before your intro, you could say, spoiler alert, skip if you'd like. And what I'd say in response to that, and that is my compromise, by the way. What I say in response to that is I would say, I heard, thank you, I think I'll try that next time. We'll see how it goes. None of that has to do with ego. That has everything to do with strong communication skills. Right? So none of this, don't be like other YouTubers. It's more like, other YouTubers follow this format. I can see why you would do that. However, I would suggest a compromise. And then I would say the same shit. Right? Like, what the fuck? Isn't that so simple? Isn't that so fucking simple? Motherfucking this little rat. Oh, what the fuck? It buffered my thing. Oh my god, I'm so slow. What in the God's name? Motherfucker! You motherfucker! I want you dead right now. Holy shit. Why do I play Jarvan? I sheep. I'm gonna kill your fucking friend then. Ugh. Okay. Don't blink. I think it might be a Tormentor. It might be, oh, tough call, eh? I think it's Tormentor. I was getting really unlucky with the short flags. Like, I don't know why Riot doesn't just do this thing where, like, anytime you have two flags out, whichever flag your cursor is closer to, it should go to that one. But it just, like, randomly chooses. It's annoying. That's why I think it. Okay. Yeah, so it's not necessarily on me to teach you guys. But I'm one of the only people in this world that, like, actually fucking care to teach you. Oh. You see that? You see how it doesn't motherfucking go to the thing? Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Okay, GG. Thanks for watching. And, learn, please. Please. I appreciate the feedback. I try to make this better. And honestly, if I had to say, 99% of you guys are fine. That's good. That's expected. But the 1%, I have to address. It's not about focus on the positive. Focus on the positive is for ignorant dumb fucks, right? I iterate. I try to help you in a way where you probably wouldn't get helped everywhere, right? Like, or anywhere else. Like what YouTube channel specifically tries to fix the way you speak? Most of these people are just happy to get your comment, right? I'm happy to get your comment. Sure, it juices my engagement anyway. And here's the secret. When I talk to you like this, when I talk to you in this sort of way, you're thinking, oh, I'm making him mad and shit. Like, I'm gonna ham it up on fucking purpose, dude. This has been like the mission statement from the beginning. Everything is for engagement. However, I get the dual purpose of not only getting your second engagement, your second comment, because you're mad at me or something, or you might be mad at the fact that I'm mad at you, but also I get to teach you. You know what I mean? So the way other YouTubers will do the engagement is simple. They'll put like a question in the pin comment, or they'll like any stupid comment that they get, they'll like piggyback off that, and you'll think of it as like they're humble, they can like take the piss out of themselves. In reality, they probably don't like that shit. It's just they know they need to juice it somehow. So they juice it in a positive way, which enables you, which enables your stupid comment. I do it in a way where I'm trying not to enable you, but it's still going to get you to comment, because YouTube doesn't distinguish between a positive or a negative comment. It just sees there are a lot of comments here, right? But the difference is I have a chance to teach you. Okay? So I win. I win in the end. You just need to make sure you win in the end by being a better person. Okay, thanks for watching.